Hey team, happy Friday. I cannot believe that we are already halfway through March. I have no idea where this year has literally been racing to, but after we did change the clocks this past weekend, it's really nice that the sun is up until 7 o'clock. So enjoying a little bit more vitamin D these days. And I was also doing some reminiscing because a year ago today, I was in Dublin about to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And I know a few of the people on my Instagram are there actually this year, and I'm getting super jealous. They're gonna have an amazing time, and a little piece of my heart, I think, is still there. So enjoy your time. Now, along with it being St. Patrick's Day this weekend, it is also almost Easter in a couple of weeks. And so the combination of those kind of inspiring tonight's dinner. Now, while I'm not really religious, I did grow up Roman Catholic, so I know that the time period leading up to Easter is called Lent, and so it lasts for 40 days. And traditionally, it's a time period where people try to, give something up. So whether they're not going to drink alcohol for 40 days, or they give up chips or chocolate, anything that's a little bit more of a craving or a vice, people try to give it up for that time period. And also during the period of Lent, typically on Fridays, people will refrain from eating meat. So they'll either do, vegetarian in its totality, or they'll opt for eating fish. It's also another reason why a lot of fast food places or any places that have kind of daily specials will have some kind of a fish or a vegetarian option on Fridays. Like McDonald's, what's your order? Fish fillet. Same thing like with Subway. Typically the Friday special is like a tuna. So the more you know. So typically I am going to make something that my family and I would enjoy every once in a while during this time on Fridays. Is a classic fish and chips. And because it's St. Patty's Day weekend, I am going to make Guinness beer battered fish and chips. Now, for anybody who knows me, knows that most things that come out of the water, I actually don't really like. Don't come at me. But like seafood, hard pass. Most fish, like pink fish, like salmon or even like a tuna, hard no. Oysters, I'm sorry, they look like boogers. I can't do it. But most kind of mild fish, even if they're poached or barbecued or fried, like a haddock or a cod or a tilapia, delicious. So we're actually going to be using a red snapper today because, your girl is a frugal female, okay? And it was one of the cheaper ones. I don't have haddock money, so that's what we're using today. So to kick things off, we are going to start with the French fries. I'm using russet potatoes. I'm keeping the skin on these. I just find that it's going to give it a little bit more of like a rustic feel and taste, especially because they're hand cut. If you want to peel them. It's up to you. I also read somewhere online that if you cut the potatoes with a serrated knife, it helps them get crispier. We're going to start with that. We're actually going to do our fish at the end because it's going to be the quickest process. The French fries are going to take the longest, so we're going to start here. Okay, so French fries are cut and soaking. Whoever said to use a serrated knife, that was way more difficult than it needed to be. But we gave those guys a quick rinse first, get all of the initial starches off. I almost just poked myself in the eye. And then we're going to let them soak for probably at least half an hour to an hour because you want a lot of the sugars to rinse out because then that's going to give you a crispier fry. And now, homemade tartar sauce. Now, can you just buy a tartar sauce in the store? Yes, of course you can. Nobody's telling you not to. The only difference with being able to make it yourself is that you get to adjust the flavor just the way you like it. So what we're going to do here, starting with about a cup or so of mayo, we're going to chop in some dill pickle, some fresh dill, some lemon, and some salt and pepper. That's basically the entirety of what goes into a tartar sauce. But it's the ratios of how you make it that will make it how you prefer. I'm probably gonna add way more dill than maybe most people would, but it's just because, hey, it's my dip and I do what I want. Follow your heart. Also, I very rarely ever buy pickles. And I don't know why. I freaking love pickles. So we've got our fries soaking and our tartar sauce is done. So now, pièce résistance, the beer batter for our beer batter fish. So we've got 1 egg cracked in the bowl already. We're gonna add about a teaspoon or so of baking soda. It's gonna help keep the batter nice and light and fluffy. 2 cups of Guinness. This can is 500 mils, so that works out perfectly. We're just gonna dump this sucker in. We're gonna add in some salt and pepper, make sure that's nice and whisked. And then we are going to slowly add in flour until the batter is nice and thick and there's no lumps. And I know you're thinking, Elisa, where's your Guinness? It's right here, don't worry. Slancha. All right, time to fry. So we've got our oil going right now, sitting at about 300. Now the reason for that is because our French fries are gonna go first, and these guys need a double fry. So we're gonna cook them in batches because, let's be real, I bought too many potatoes. When is that ever a problem? And we're gonna do a first fry at about 300 just to get the par cook on it. And then we're gonna bring the temp of the oil up to about 350 so that we can cook the fries again at that temperature and the fish can be cooked at that time. Okay team, so we did the first batch. Obviously they're still very, very light, and that is okay. Because basically all you're doing is you're kind of cooking the inside of the potato, but you don't want them to be crispy yet. That is what this much hotter oil is for. So we're still gonna cook it in batches, but once it's done, we're going to move it over to this paper lined tray and salt it as soon as it comes out so that everything sticks. The main issue with frying French fries in batches is that you need the batches to like finish cooking before the batch before just gets eaten. Patience is a virtue. All right, time to fry the fish. Now, the fries are here and they are golden and delicious. We're keeping the oil nice and hot. And we gave the fish a little bit of a flour just so that the batter is going to stick. So what we're going to do, if I can set my phone up, is we're gonna take each piece and we're going to coat it totally into the batter. Let some of the excess drip off, otherwise it's just gonna make a mess of your oil. Let that all come off. And then straight into the oil. And we're gonna give it 5 or 6 minutes just to make sure that the fish is cooked all the way through. Well team, I think this looks pretty amazing. How about you? What is that ASMR thing people do? Oh, she is still steamy, but that's okay. Oh. Dip in the fresh tartar sauce. Well, my Friday night is off to an awesome start. But have a great weekend, and if I don't talk to you, happy St. Patrick's Day.